actually are going to have a lot of fun tonight. And we'll start off by this. What I want to share with you guys is if you're getting on this call tonight to hear a bunch of hype and hear a bunch of fluff and stuff like that, you're not going to get it. What you are going to get is the truth. You're going to hear what we're going to be talking about is systems and mindset and how to go out there and truly grow a business and things that you can use to sharpen your axe and help you to create the life that you want. Disclaimer, if you are a person that likes to walk around the house naked or anything like that, please turn your camera off. That's always a good thing. You're going to hear some things that you might not be used to hearing on calls. Hopefully we don't see stuff you want to see on calls, but what you will get is true people. Tonight, just to make everybody feel, because I didn't want to jump on here all the time. When I see Brittany or Maria, they always look amazing. So I wore a decent shirt. Normally you're not going to get that. You're going to get scruffy hair, whatever. You never know what in the world you're going to get, but what you will get is real. With that being said, we have people stuck on monorails and services that don't work and all kinds of fun stuff. But what I want to share with you all in starting is over the last 4 years, we have been blessed to build some amazing relationships with so many amazing people. We've literally spent, and if you're on the Beck's team or Maria's team, you might not have seen a lot of us unless you're at an event. But what I can share with you is that we have built an amazing relationship, and we've literally been on vacations together and spent a week in the same house. And so we consider each other family. And with that being said, if we're going to be doing a business together and we're going to be doing life together, then why not do it together? And I am super excited to be able to learn from you guys and learn what you all are doing. And we're going to go into some of that stuff, but I'm not sure if Joseph wanted to say anything in starting.
I mean, no, we're just really excited to kick this off. I mean, I'll just I know Britt's stuck on a monorail, so I'll kind of be a fill-in here. I know I'm not near as pretty as Brittany, but I'll be happy to kind of speak for both of us. We're just really excited. I mean, we've been talking about this whole concept and idea of one team, one dream, and Chris really summed it up. I mean, we've been on vacations together. We've stayed in the same house, and we always talk about one team, one dream, but we've never really put that into action and really just merged everything together. And so, we really just we love the family aspect of what we have here at this company. I mean, I have some amazing friends, and we really, truly are just one huge family here. And so that's really what I'm excited to take that to the next level and really start acting upon this whole idea that we've talked about for so long of one team, one dream. And so we've kind of come up with this concept in this the hashtag really of we rise in unity. So, I mean, I know if under, within Shweta and Ricky's team, you guys have been Team Rise, and Brittany, Maria, our team over here has been Team Unity. We want to unify that together, and we rise in unity is what we're going to do. So hashtag we rise in unity. And so we want to get these things merged together. We want to talk about, and I think Brittany's going to jump on here in a second once she gets to a place where she can speak and not have a lot of background noise, but we want to really talk about some of our takeaways that we had here at the convention, what we're really excited about, and what this action is going to look like of this unification between this one team mentality. So I'm going to kick it back over to you, Chris. I really don't have a lot, but maybe Brittany will be available. I think she just muted, so let's see if she's
here. If you can hear me. Can you hear me? I texted you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I am just got off the monorail, and I know Chris said we always look great. Not when you've been at Disney all day, but I'm super excited to be here. We really thought we would be back in the car and on our way, but traffic getting out of this park was crazy. So I don't want to take much of your time, guys, but I am so excited to be here. If you missed convention or if you weren't there, the message and what I feel like we've been missing so much these past 2 years, guys, we built an amazing business. And oh God, people are coming off the monorail, so let me go. I think one of the things we did so well before the pandemic was being together, working together, and having power in numbers. And that's something that we, lost and got so disconnected, I feel like, through the pandemic. So being together, rising together, being united, I think it was such an amazing weekend. I think everyone who left felt amazing, was beyond excited to be together. So I said there, the thing that Garrett always says is the piece that's missing is often the most important piece. Like the most important piece is always the one that's missing. And what's been missing to me is the togetherness, the closeness, the power in numbers, the coming together, the feeding each other's fire. A lot of us have let the pandemic really attack our mental state. And I think it's time to rise together, get past it, come together. We're so much stronger together and we have so many strengths. I know Chris and I were talking earlier. We have so many strengths. And if we feed on each other's strengths, we can do amazing things together. So I am excited about, I am excited about travel. I am super excited about all the tools that came out at our company, but I'm even more excited about coming together. The time is now. There's no more of this hurry up and wait. There's no more of this, well, when this product comes out or when this tool comes out or when that comes out, then I'll work, then I'll get busy. When New Year's gets here, then I'll work, then I'll get busy. When the kids get back in school, then I'll work, then I'll get busy. Y'all, the time is now. Stop waiting. Stop waiting on the perfect time, the perfect product, the perfect tool, the perfect this, the perfect that. The time is now. Come together, light with us. We're this Firefly movement. Do it now. Lean on each other, lean on this community, and you can really accomplish anything you want. When we came together in the very beginning, we felt like we could accomplish anything we wanted, and it's time to get back to that. So that's all I have to say. If Maria is on, she can unmute. If not, we'll pass it to Ricky. So let's see, Maria. No, Maria. She left me a voice clip, but I can't hear it because I'm on this thing. So she has having internet issues at her house. So we will go ahead and pass it to the amazing Ricky Durant. You want to take it away?
Thank you so much, Brittany. Live from Orlando, Disney Orlando, guys. That's the beauty about our business, that we can do business anywhere. And we were just in beauty, sunny Florida. Guys, I'm super excited because everything that our company stands for came together as a whole this weekend. Like Brittany said, United We Rise, okay? That was our team names whenever we started the company. We were cross lines to each other. Who knew that 4 years later our event was gonna be called Rise, right? So my biggest takeaway from the weekend, guys, is the leadership in our company, okay? And what I mean by that, guys, it's a place where anyone can come in or drink a cup of coffee and just be happy. Everybody's accepted here. You don't have to dress up. You just come as you are, like Chris was saying. And guys, I want you guys to think about something. What's going on in the world today after coming away from this event this weekend? Think about what you're a part of and what we're about to create together, guys, okay? It starts today. And I want you guys on this call to write down November 8th, 2021. And I want you to remember this day forever, okay? Write it down, put it on your phone, take the rise, the word United We Rise, and put it on that piece of paper too. I want you to put that piece of paper where you first wake up in the morning, and that's what you're gonna see first thing in the morning whenever you're waking up. Because you're not on this alone. We're here with you. We're gonna unite together, and we're gonna build the biggest company in direct sales. But most importantly, we are going to bring happiness in the world together. Guys, the world needs us more than ever today. And our hashtags are happiness revolution and united. We rise united. Okay. So if somebody can type that in on the chat, I would really appreciate it. Happiness revolution is going to be the hashtags that we all use, and hashtag we rise united. Guys, what's going to end up happening is there's so many people out there that have disengaged from Facebook and social media because of what's going on out there, right? The division. And we're bringing it all together, okay? We are going to create the biggest movement you're ever going to be a part of, and we're going to bring the world back to a happier place. And guess what? Pretty soon we'll have some cool shirts that we're going to be able to take out to the marketplace and really get our messaging across. Why did I have you write this November 8th, 2021? Because you're going to be like, whenever this company is a legacy company, whenever we get to be $1 billion brand, you are going to remember this day because you were a part of the beginning of the biggest movement the world's ever going to witness. So with that being said, guys, we have already put the foundation for the biggest skyscraper that you've ever seen in your life. And the foundation's built out of steel, okay? So I want you to think about something. Can you tear down steel? You're never going to be able to tear down steel, and we are the building of steel. With that being said, guys, we also, on Sunday morning, had a 12-minute video, and if somebody can put the video on the chat, it's a 12-minute video, and the way that our CEO opened up the event to tie everything in on Sunday, I'm 1,000,000% all in this company, okay, guys? Because everything that we ever wanted came together as a unity together and within our company. And the first thing that our CEO did on Sunday morning was put out a message of praise and worship, of us going out here and creating something for generations and generations as we were praising the Lord for the weekend that we just had. Guys, I don't know if you want to be a part of that or not, but I'm all in with that. I'm so excited that I get to partner with people like you guys and just get ready to be in a stadium full of 100,000 people, on people that you partnered with, as we go out and put this message out to the world on what we're going to create. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to pass the call over to my business partner, my best friend, Chris Schweda, to close out the call with a little mindset. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay. Is everyone ready? So it's funny that Brittany started it off with talking about, as soon as this happens, as soon as that happens, and all this stuff. Because I remember when I got started in the industry, I want you to kind of picture this. I'm in my early 20s and I am a horseshoer. I literally put shoes on horses' feet. And I got started in a business where I was literally selling legal insurance. So imagine going to your friends in your early 20s and you're telling them that they need a will and they should have a lawyer on retainer and all this weird stuff, right? And tonight we're going to go over a little bit of the system, and we do have 2 rules. So if you're a rule breaker, you might not like this, because I'm going to go over the rules before I even finish the story. But rule number 1 is to be normal. You got to be normal in this business. You have to be normal. Don't be a weirdo. The last thing people want to do is be a weirdo. So if you're a weirdo, they're going to say whatever in the world they're drinking that made them weird. Like, I'm not a part of that, right? So we want to be normal. Rule number 2 is you got to have fun. So those are the guidelines of the business. We recommend, we call it a rule, but at the end of the day, we're entrepreneurs. There are no rules. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to win, don't be a weirdo and be normal. So I turned into this weirdo that was trying to get all my friends to buy a legal plan and all that. And it was absolutely, it was scary. And the funny part is that I remember, just like Brittany was saying, I remember going, well, as soon as this happens, then I'm going to do it. Well, as soon as that happens, then I'm really going to do it. And it was always, as soon as this, as soon as that. Can anybody relate with me? Where you're telling yourself a story that you're waiting on this to happen, you're waiting on that to happen. And guys, I was 2 years in and I might have made $500. But what I did do is I plugged in to training after training after training after training after training. I invested over the years. Now, this wasn't in that 2 years because I wasn't doing as much back then. But since then, now 20 plus years in the industry, I've invested tens to maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal development, seminars, events, audio programs, books, you name it. I have a crazy library over there, this whole bookshelf full of stuff. I have just a plethora of information that I've poured into my mind over the last, 2 decades. And I'm sharing that to share this, that I was taught 2 principles in getting started in this industry. And these are the things that I truly look at as being why we were able to create success. Number 1 was, it takes the rest of your life to fail. Now, the good thing about that is if you're on this call, it means that you're still alive, so you still have a chance. So the fact that you're still here, the fact that you're still around says that you still have tomorrow and you can still do it. And every day you can do something to work towards that. Number 2 was, the only way to fail is to quit. So guys, 1, I didn't quit on myself. And 2, basically I'm still living. So I have a chance, I have a shot. And it just, it really brought me up. And what you'll find out about me is that I don't put some elaborate training plan together 99% of the time, because if I do, then I normally get sidetracked. And I like to live in flow and come from in spirit and basically let whatever I feel is supposed to be shared, get shared. And, when you've done personal development for years and years and years, then you have a database to pull from without even going, and people can say something and then I feel what needs to be shared. So with that being said, what I want to talk about in starting is, guys, we have a very simple system. And what these calls are designed to do is, 1, to relate to everyone. But if you want to build a huge business in the network marketing, direct sales industry, what you need to do, and what the key to success is to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over a repeated period of time. And that's really what it boils down to. So what is that? Get a large group of people to do a few simple things over a repeated period of time. So what we're going to go over, and I want to be very clear. If you have a team that's doing something a little bit different or whatever, keep doing what you're doing. But we're going to give you a system, and it's really not going to be different than what you've been doing, because I know that we're all pretty much doing the same thing, but we're going to put it in perspective. And we have a very simple 4-step system. And what those 4 steps are number 1, be a product of the product. Some of you might ask, and it's so funny how people will go, well, what do I lead with? What are you excited about? What has created the story for you? That's what you lead with. So with that, basically, you want to start off with your story. You want to be a product of the product and share your story. Well, we said we have 2 rules. And rule number 1 is what? Don't be a weirdo. Well, it'd be weird for you to just run up to people and start telling your story, right? So how do we open it up so where it's not weird, to where you can get to share your story with people, to where they're asking you for information? Like, how many of you all would love to basically have have and somebody, yes, it is being recorded. Somebody just asked if it's being recorded. So how would you like it if people are asking you to tell you their story? Well, guys, we do that by asking. So step one is be a product of the product. In other words, drink coffee, be happy, pop a pill, be happy, whatever your deal is, do it, be happy. Rub your face, be happy, right? Travel somewhere, be happy. Whatever your deal is, that's your deal. Number two is share your story. Well, how do you share your story without being a weirdo? We do that by asking questions. My mentor taught me early on, the quality of your life depends on the quality of questions that you ask. So we ask questions. And the questions might be, and guys, these are some questions that you can use. One might be, hey, in these crazy times, do you know anybody can use a little bit more happy? Or do you know anybody can use more happy? Do you know anybody drinks coffee or tea? This could be another question that you can open up with. And it's funny because when anyone asks me, what do you do? And I'm always asking people, what do they do? And when you ask someone, what do they do? And they start telling you, what normally happens after that? They're asking you what you do. And the question or the answer I have is, well, have you heard of the happy coffee that everyone's been talking about? And the reason why we say that everyone's been talking about it, let's think about it. If you were to put yourself like some people or most people, everybody puts themselves in the thing like most people. So if we say that everyone is doing something, how does it make you feel if you don't know what I don't know what they're talking about? It makes you feel like you're being left out. It's basically called social proof. It's a tool of influence that causes people to psychologically feel like they must know more. That's why we say the happy coffee that everyone's been talking about. So that is a question that I always ask. If somebody says, hey, what do you do? Well, have you heard about, I don't say, oh, share happy. I don't go into all kinds of weird stuff. I'm like, have you heard of the happy coffee that everyone's been talking about? And they go, no, what is that? And I'm like, you know people that drink coffee or tea, don't you? And they're like, well, yeah, everybody drinks coffee or tea. Imagine if there was a coffee that can literally make you happy. And then they go, well, how does that work? It works freaking amazing. You put it in a cup, you drink it, and you feel great. So what they did by asking is then I share my story. So step two is share your story by asking questions. Step three is now where you're going to either put them in your groups, because I know many of us are using Facebook groups. You're going to add tag them in a group. You're going to share a sample. You're going to basically share your website with the new video. One of those things, you're going to use a tool. So step three is use a tool. Don't be a tool, which means don't you all of a sudden turn into a weirdo scientist guy or a girl that's like trying to explain what it does and how it balances out your hormones. Guys, I play dumb and I act like, it releases like all those happy chemical things like dopamine or whatever it is. Or like I even act like I don't even know what it is, and then they start saying the words for you because most people know what dopamine, serotonin, and all that stuff is. That's my personality though, right? So don't be a weirdo. Do what works for you and be yourself, be normal. But I'm going to say things to where they're going to be telling me like, yeah, like dopamine and serotonin. I'm like, yeah, that stuff. When I drink it, it causes your body to do that stuff. And then I'm like, but look, you got to check out this video. It explains it way better than I can. I can't even pronounce that stuff. You got to check out the stories and what's happening for people. It's amazing. And you're going to use a tool. Don't be the tool. Don't start going into the science and all that good stuff. Step four, we're going to follow up. How do we do that? We're going to basically ask them, hey, did you have a chance to try the coffee? Did you have a chance to try whatever you sampled them? Did you have a chance to check out the video? Did you have a chance to whatever it is? And then my first answer is, can you see why I'm so excited? So if they tell me they did, I'm going to ask them, can you see why I'm so excited? With excitement, by the way. And then they're going to say yes. And I'm going to say, so what did you like best? What resonated with you? What did you like most? What stuck out? However you talk, so you're not being a weirdo. So it doesn't sound like a script. That's what you say. It's, what do you like best? Did you, were you looking to be happy and make extra money, or just be happy? And I'm going to ask questions. And then normally what happens, they tell me what they say, like, oh, I like this part. And I go, me too. I love that part. Because can we agree if they say, I like the appetite suppression? Me too. I like the energy. Me too. I like the whatever they like. You more than likely like that too. So you're telling the truth. Now you're going to basically say, is there anything else you need to know before you're ready to be happy? Were you looking to be happy and make extra money, or just be happy? Guys, this is simple stuff. This is not stuff. This isn't like some crazy sales training. Like, this is simple stuff. You do it a couple times, whatever. It's easy. So then what we're going to do is go into step 4, because normally what happens is they ask a question. Has anybody ever had a question asked? Right? And then we go back in the weirdo zone and we start trying to answer all the questions and stuff like that. And I want you to imagine this. See, most of us are not qualified to join the NBA. But if all we had to do, how many of us know how to dribble a ball? We all do. Guys, step 1 through 3 is dribbling the ball. Step 4 is passing the ball to your Michael Jordan. And you let your Michael Jordan slam dunk the ball and you get paid. How many of you would not join the NBA if you could have Michael Jordan take all the shots and you got paid? Like, is there anybody silly enough to say, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not joining the NBA. Like, that's crazy. No, we would all do it. So if we keep this so simple that anybody can do it, they will do it. So guys, step 4 is passing the ball to someone else. Now, guys, for the sake of time, we're not going to go into how to go about doing that tonight and how to basically break all that down and all that stuff right now, because, we wanted to keep this call short. We normally keep the calls roughly around 45 minutes. We got started a couple minutes late, and we talked even about 30 minutes tonight. But now we're going to go into the most important part about the business. And it's basically your mindset. Because the way that you feel is going to dictate what you do and what you don't do. And the challenge is that most of us have been telling ourselves stories on why we can or can't do it, or we start telling ourselves something. How many of us, if we're going to be honest, how many of us have some limiting beliefs or some reason that we tell ourselves on why we can't do it? So now some of y'all aren't going to like this, and this is why. If you're jumping on these calls every single week, what we're going to work on is equipping you so you no longer have excuses. And that's going to suck for some of y'all, because if you don't have an excuse, then you actually have to do something, and then you can't blame somebody and you can't blame whatever, because you get to realize that you're the one driving the bus, and it sucks when you have to take responsibility for you either doing it or not doing it. So guys, when you realize that you have the power to basically do whatever is important to you in your life, and you're already doing it whether you know it or not. And I'm going to share this story real quick. When I first started personal development, my mentor, he told me, like, I was at this event and he was telling me, you know what you want? And I was this guy I looked up to so much, and I was just waiting for him to like give me this magic bullet answer. Like, have any of you all like just wanted like somebody to just tell you what it is that you need to do and what it is, like that answer that you're needed? Can anybody relate with me? Like, you're looking for that silver bullet answer. And they said, he says, you know what you want? And I'm like, what? What do I want? And he said, exactly what you have. Because if you wanted more, you would do more. And everything that you have because you wanted it bad enough to make it happen. And that kind of sucked, because I definitely wanted more money. Does anybody else want more money? And see, we say that we want more. We say that we want, all this stuff, but then do we actually do what it takes to get there? Like, how many of us would love to be in perfect shape? Like, come on. Like, we all say, like, oh, this year I'm doing it. January 1st. Guys, it's October, whatever, right? 8th, or like, why not tomorrow? Why not today? How about if you start off right now, instead of going tomorrow, think about all the energy that it takes to talk about tomorrow and go do 10 push-ups. If you can't do a real push-up, do them on your knees, or 10 sit-ups. Start with something. The journey of 1,000 miles starts at one step. The thing is that there is no tomorrow, there's only now. And the thing is that we start making excuses. Guys, I hate freaking working out. I hate it. So what I did is I hired a trainer because I don't like wasting money. So I pay the trainer up front every month. So I have to show up. And now I'm in the best shape of my life. But I didn't like going. But I like the result. How many of us like the results? Like, what I'd really like to do is like have my son go work out for me. And then basically I get all the muscles, right? And it just doesn't work like that. You got to do it. But it starts off small. It starts off just doing it. So the thing is that when you start to realize that you're in control and it's what you do that creates the results that you want, but you have to do it. So many of us have been focusing on where we are. We're focused on like, how many of us like look at our bills and then we say things like, I just want to pay my bills. When you hear Brittany and Joseph's story, and she got started, she wanted to make a couple $100. And the thing is that because they took all out massive action, they do a little bit better than a couple $100. Can we all agree with that, right? But the thing is that people can't see past double what they make now. So if you're going out there talking about, Beck money or Durant money, and you're talking about that and selling the big vision and all that stuff and a lot of people are already checking out. They've already told themselves a story on how they're not going to get there. That's not possible for them. They're not whatever. So guys, if we're going to take this company to be that company that truly creates a legacy, how do we do that? We do it by focusing in on how many people can we help make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. We focus in on that because people could believe that they can make an extra 500. And then when they make an extra 500, then they say, well, if I can make 500, maybe I can make 1,000. Well, how do I do that? I help somebody else make 500. And so on and so forth. And then what happens is you end up with the big money. And that's what it really boils down to, guys. It's about just doing the little things. But see, if we're so focused on where we are, we can never get to the next level. So we do a lot of wake surfing, and we're going to end this in the next 5 minutes or so. But we do a lot of wake surfing where we're actually surfing behind the boat. And I'm teaching a lot of people how to do this. So I'm teaching my daughter, who brings out her friends, and we're going out there and we're doing this, and we have different people on the team come out in the boat and we're teaching them. And it's interesting. And it's also very much like the business. And if you get somebody starting the business and you just put a life vest on them and give them a board and just throw them in the water and hand them a rope and say, do it, come on, we got you. Like, it doesn't necessarily work like that. And then some people are like, but you got to think positive. You got to think, it's your mindset. You got to think straight. You got to be excited about it. Guys, if you don't have the skill set, you can be excited about it. That doesn't mean you're going to get up. So on one side, and I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. On one side, we're going to talk about how you have to keep it simple enough to where everybody can do it, to where, it's duplicatable and all that. and that they should be able to do it without some extensive training. Can we all agree the 4 steps we went over were pretty simple? Can we all agree that most people could do that right away? They could hear that a couple times and they can do it. So what we want to do is we want to help people step by step and teach them. Step 1 is this. Step 2 is this. And guys, next week we might go over how to anchor subconsciously into their subconscious mind. How do we anchor the activity to what they want, so where they'll actually go do it? And we'll talk about that next week. But when I'm teaching people how to surf, what I have to teach them, it's amazing. Everyone that does it, when they get up, they look down where they are. They're looking down at their feet. And many of us are looking at our bills, and we're looking at our circumstances. We're looking at our team, and we're looking at where we are, and we're like, we say that we want to do this. We say that we want to be successful. We say that we want to grow a business, but we keep looking down at where we are. And wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. If you keep looking at where you are, you'll never get where you want to be. If you keep looking at, how broke you are, guess where you're going to stay? You have to focus on where you want to be. So what we have to teach people when they're surfing is to look down the wave and look at the corner of the boat, because you want to have them look beyond where they are and where they want to go. And what happens is amazing. The wave starts to pull them. The wave starts to basically push them, and then the rope gets slack in it, and they're no longer holding on to the rope when they get up. Guys, if you keep focusing in on where you are right now, you'll never get where you want to be. You have to be able to look forward from there. So for the sake of time, we're gonna close it out with this. And I remember hearing this story years ago, but many of you all have become professional flea trainers. And I'm sharing this because it's funny that if you take fleas and you put them in a jar, see a flea, it's crazy how high a flea can jump. Like a flea can jump literally like 3 feet. A little thing like that you can't even see barely can jump like 3 feet and jump all over the place and travel. It's amazing what they can do. And I'm sharing this because what we also know is it's amazing what you can do. We know that you have far more greatness than what you even see in yourself. And what I love about our culture and our community is that the leadership and what our community is about is believing in people when they don't believe in themselves. Because the way that you train a flea is you take a flea that can jump many feet and you put them in a jar and you put the lid on it. You put them in a big jar, and that's how high they're going to jump till they hit the lid. And what happens is the fleas will jump over and over and over, and their head will hit the lid, their head will hit the lid, their head will hit the lid, and then they quit jumping to that place because they don't want the pain of hitting the lid anymore. And I'm sharing this because many of you all have let people put lids on your life. They've spoken lack and limitation into your life. They might have told you that you'll never amount to anything, that you're not good enough, that you're not whatever. And then what happens is we start to repeat those same things to ourselves. We start to tell ourselves that we're not good enough and we're not this. And then we argue for our limitations, and you'll have your support team telling you, you can do this. And then you start telling us the excuses on why you can't. You start telling us that, well, I can't do it because I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. I'm going to do it as soon as this happens, like Brittany started off. I'll do it when that happens. I'll do it when this happens. Guys, it's time to raise the lid off of your life. You are designed for greatness, but conditioned for failure. You are designed to be perfect and have every seed that you need, which you have in your life right now, but you've been holding yourself back with the lid of whatever program people have told you, which is a bunch of crap. And it's not true. And you're far greater than what you give yourself credit for. And it's time to step up. And if we're going to do this, and if we're going to take this company and we're going to do what we said we're going to do, we have to start pouring belief into other people. And if you don't have that belief in yourself, you need to borrow it from the people that believe in you and borrow their belief until you can use that belief to drive yourself forward. It's time to do this. The world needs what we have. The world is hurting. They need love. They need the connection that we have. They need to experience what we just experienced. They need the products that we have and what it does for people. And we're going to talk about this in the coming weeks. We're going to talk about the fear of talking to people and all this stuff. And we're going to break it down, and we're going to help you and equip you so where you're not just jumping in the water with the rope and the board and not knowing what to do. We're going to equip you to go out there and grow this thing to the next level. I just want to thank Maria. I want to thank Joseph, and I want to thank Brittany for basically trusting in us to basically bring everyone together. I appreciate Ricky and you guys' relationship and the conversations that y'all have and us doing this together, because we know that if we work this thing together, and we know that if you take the combinations of what you're going to learn from that leadership group, and you take the little pieces from this leadership group, you're going to have the combination that you need to unlock the next door to get to your dreams. And I'm excited to do it with you guys. We appreciate you all. Love you all. Everybody have a great night.
Good night, everyone.